Welcome to Kung Fu Epic number 2. Alright, so you guys know I don't do any lying to y'all. There's 290 of you in here. I don't do any lying. Yesterday I had the winds deflated out of my cell. And y'all know I've been telling y'all I've been in a good place, and I have. I have honestly, truly to God, been in a good place. Yesterday, one moment from somebody on TikTok completely deflated my cells. That's exactly why I didn't record last night. So we're gonna talk about it. Alright, just in case that asshole finds his way here. So if you haven't been watching any of my videos on TikTok, y'all know that I fight for native rights. I'm not what you would call an activist, but I would be if I had the funds and the means to do so. So whenever something native comes up that I follow, because I follow a lot of natives, like I said, I'm mixed native. Well, yesterday my indigeneity was tested and checked, and some more shit. So today I went and got me a 23andMe, and I also bought another DNA test. Now I know what I was told, and I talked to my aunt, and I called the church today, um, in Charles City. Where the hell did I do the damn thing? Okay, I can't find it. But anyway, I did. That's not it. Shit. Alright, that's my story stuff. Okay. So, I called this church, Little Elm Church in Charles City. I talked to my aunt, so she gave me all the names of my great grandmother and my great grandmother's children. Like, my Aunt Carrie, who's passed. Actually, all of these people have practically passed. To my knowledge, they've passed. And I talked to them because I didn't know that I didn't need permission to go to Charles City, because that is where my great grandmother Ada is born and buried. And so I didn't know. I was under the impression that since it was like a Native American place, you had to ask for permission and all this other shit. And the lady at the church said, "No, you just need to know where you're going." And she's supposed to have called me back today, but she didn't, to give me information of who I need to talk to when I go down there. Because I didn't just want to show up and not do anything. And I didn't call the Chickahominy reservation. I called the church that she would be buried at, because I'm really just going to see the grave. And I explained to her, I kind of want to know how much Native American we have, how to track my lineage, etc., etc., because I was under the impression that if you weren't Native, you couldn't really be buried in Charles City, because the Chickahominy is like most of Charles City or some shit like that. I don't know. That could be misinformation, so I'm sorry if it is. But this dude, like, attacked me on TikTok. Not giving up his name, because y'all know I don't do internet beef and drama and all that shit. But this dude, he's a Native. He's got his little red war paint on with the hand thing for missing and murdered indigenous people, so I'm not insulting him or any of that shit. But I mean, he literally came after me. Now it's funny, he didn't go after any of the fucking pretendians who are saying that my ancestors are from Siberia. He didn't go after none of them. It's like he looked at my page, never looked at a video, just saw my ugly face and decided, you're the motherfucking target for tonight. And so he came at me like with a fucking vengeance last night and started asking me all this shit. I gave him some information. He said that my grandmother wasn't a Native American, etc., etc. And I'm like, okay, so he's just like feeding me all this shit. He's calling me anything but, 1 second, Access TV. So I mean, he's going out of his way to take away my Native identity. I mean, like, literally, he's making it a point that I'm not Native. Like, not even remotely mixed, none of that. He's like going out of his way to point that shit out. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back at me at some point tonight or whatever, and I'm just gonna come at him straight and say, "Look, man, you don't even watch my videos. You don't even see that I support natives. So even if I'm not biologically native, you coming at me for some shit that I might have been told wrong. So I'm gonna get these DNA tests taken, and I'm gonna find out whether I am or not. And just because I look native doesn't mean I'm native. I get it. I know how science works, and I know that DNA is a tricky thing. It's a very, very tricky thing. But this dude, it's like he put a bullseye on my back and just decided, fuck Echo, I'm just going to go right in on this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if the motherfucker might be native or not. So he just came at me, not to be an asshole, because I can be an asshole too, but not to be an asshole. It's funny how this ass fucker ain't go after none of the pretendians on TikTok. It's like he zoomed in on me And he didn't go after none of the people that's rocking feathers in their hair, that's talking about residential schools being training camps, that's doing all this fucking shit. You know, he came in at me. Not one of my videos have I ever made fun of natives. Not one of my videos have I ever said that resident schools didn't happen. Not one did you see me dancing around in motherfucking feathers or any of that shit. But you do see me talking about the Pretendians. You see me talking about the Pretendians all the time. I talk about the Pretendians here. But this asshat decided, I'm going to come after you. I'm coming after you with fucking vengeance. I'm coming at you with full force. So he literally deflated my sales. And I mean, I don't know the motherfucker. But of all the people on TikTok, he came at me. One person who supports native stuff. I support MMIP. Y'all have seen me do videos there. I support MMIP when it was MMIW, because I'm one of the people that say maybe we should call it MMIP because men go missing too. And so I called it as I see it, you know, like MMIP. And then I'm one of the people who brought up Frank Young, who was like a 6-year-old kid who died last year or 2 years ago by now, and nobody could find him. And then when they found him, after they found the shoe, they found him like 8 miles away from the shoe. I'm the one that talks about issues on the First Nations. I'm the one that talked about all kinds of other shit that's native. But the Pretendians, they dance around in turkey feathers and talk about how native children were trained to be Native Americans and how black people are the original Indians and the Indians that are currently Native Americans or whatever you want to call them are from Siberia. But he didn't do no research on me whatsoever other than gave me the fact that my great-grandmother might not be native. Alright? Well, I'm going with what I was told. And now I'm going to get these DNA tests. And I was like, well, I got native on both sides. So one of them motherfuckers got to be native somewhere. Otherwise, I wouldn't look the way I look. And then he says, well, you probably are Spanish. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's fine and dandy too, because a lot of Mexicans look like me. I've been mistaken for Mexican in more than one case. And in that event, Mexicans are also native. Now, so, yeah, whatever. But I don't think I have any Mexican in me. And I'm like, you know, this is like the fucked up shit that like derailed my sales last night. And I just didn't feel like filming because my feelings was in such, it was in a place that they haven't been in a long time. I mean, it literally took this dude 5 minutes to take me from way up here where I'm feeling good to way below depression. And I got so goddamn mad last night. I was like, you know what? I can't film because I'm not me. You know, not me. And when I'm not me, I don't feel like talking, and I don't feel like having a fun time on YouTube. And I mean, this dude, like, he dug into my ass, yo. And I'm like, dude, you know, you don't even fucking know me. But you didn't go after none of the Pretendians. You just came after me. You didn't go after the white people or the black people who are literally doing shit that's affecting native culture. You just came right after me. The fact that I have made 2 videos about the Navajo deserving their water rights back. 2 on TikTok, 1 here. Even got a picture of the sign and all that shit. But he didn't look at none of those videos. He just literally decided that I'm going to fuck with you. I'm going to come at you with everything I got. And I'm like, okay. Then we talked about my grandmother, and he told me that my great-grandmother, he told me that she was not native and that she was Negro. And I was like, that's kind of funny because in the library here in my town, it says she was mulatto. And what he doesn't understand is if you are in the state of Virginia, a lot of Native Americans really did get reclassified as a mulatto or a black, you know. And he don't understand that because I don't know where the hell he's at, but, you know, that was that. And I didn't even go into all that details with him with that because, you know, the Pretendians have been using that as an excuse. But it literally is the legal thing where the natives have been reclassified as black or mulatto. And the problem with that is really quite simple, is that it's the truth, you know, because like I said, I looked her up first, and first I thought I had the wrong woman, but I didn't understand how the classification thing worked. He said that the census in 1944 found that name, and I was like, but she wasn't born in 1944. She was born in 1899. So I don't know what year the census came out, but I know her funeral, her tombstone says 1899. She died in 1983. That would make her 84 years old. I had to do some math today. Trust me, math fucking sucks. It's not my strongest suit. I was like, well, I don't know if they even had census in 1899, but her tombstone has 1899. She died in March in 1983. So I'm like, okay. So I ain't give him nothing else, because since he insisted she's not. And like I said, I talked to my aunt today, and she's like, well, they're from Charles City, and most of the people in Charles City were Native Americans. So I'm like, okay, I'm confused as fuck now. If I wasn't confused before, I'm more confused now. You see the clusterfuck? So I rushed out and got a home DNA test from freaking Walgreens, and then come find out that's not a 23andMe, and that you can only get 23andMe online. So I just paid $100 today, $100 that I don't have because I paid $600 fucking dollars to get the trash stickers for the year for the house. Since I'm basically homeless and living rent free, I figured I'd do my older sister a solid and pay for the fucking trash stickers. So I did that, and now I'm fucking broke. That was 2 paychecks, And then the $100 that came out of my military check today went to the fucking 23andMe test. So in a few days it should arrive and I'll get to test it. And then next month I'll take this home DNA test and try that. I'm going to get more things because I want to get as many opinions as possible just to make sure. But the thing with 23andMe, 23andMe does identify your haplogroup and your phenotype. Alright? Where Ancestry wants you to pay hundreds or more dollars for a specialist, where I can just ask the specialist for 23andMe. Wish I would have known that first before I had taken the Ancestry, but the Ancestry was given to me by a friend. So that was that, and it's done. Now I want to get all the shit that I can get before I even fucking do anything. So until then, I'm still staying with Echo Fan Grey Wolf, and if he shows up at my house, he's not going home. Because I send warnings, not invitations. And if you happen to be in the crowd, in this video, right now, watching, you know exactly who you are. Your name starts with an R. So, Mr. R, this is your warning. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't want to bring harm to a native. But if you come at me with some bullshit, you won't be the only one who knows how a native fights. I will hurt you. I was in the army. But I was a martial artist and a street fighter long before I ever stepped foot in the red, white, and blue of the military. If you're coming at me, you're not going home. I'm sorry. And that's not just for you. That's an extended to every idiot that wants to try and be, oh, well, I'm a keyboard warrior. I'm a bad motherfucker. Yeah. Behind that cell phone, everybody's a bad motherfucker. But there's a reason why I say I send warnings, not invitations. Y'all watch my videos. A lot of people don't think that I can do shit, and that's fine. I like it that way. Because when you think that I can't beat your ass, that's when you wind up under my motherfucking feet thinking, oh, this motherfucker really can't fight. There have been people way bigger than me. They found out the fucking hard way that I'm not the motherfucker to fuck with. So, I mean, it is what it is. And then also, I have never on here denied the fact that I was black. I have been ashamed to be black a couple of times. Those videos are here. I've only been ashamed to be part Native one time, and that was with Miss Rainbird driving through California with the 2 dogs in the RV. I know, no matter what I do, I will never physically be white. I'm not hating on white people. I love white people. I love all people, except for racist people. I don't like anybody racist. But I've also made videos about that. I don't have the right to be racist, because I come from 3 different heritages. So the last thing I ever want to do is be racist. But when you're going to be racist to me, you can't get mad when I be racist back to you. But I'm trying my best not to do that. Like I said, I had 2 bad Native American racist experience. And if you want to count yesterday, that would make 3. But the 2 bad racist experiences was 2 brothers who didn't want me to date their niece. That was it. 2 brothers who didn't want me to date their fucking niece. And they literally told me that I was unpure and stay away from their niece. And I literally asked them, what's your state of handicap? Because if you can stand up, we rumbling. And they were both paralyzed from the legs down. So I handled it a different way because I'm a stupid 23-year-old at the time. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to roll you down the hill towards that tree. The tree is no longer there. There is now a garage. Like a whole brand new garage set up right there at that school. And then the other brother rolled up, and I literally told him, I'm just going to roll your ass into oncoming traffic. I'm going to roll you straight into oncoming traffic. Was it the right thing to do at the time? Nope. Was it the right thing to say at the time? Hell no. Do I give a fuck that I was 23 years old and fucked up? Not really, because at the time, I was 23. I was defending myself from someone insulting me racially. No. Was I right? No. I will never say I was right for doing that. But was I wrong? Hard to say. I mean, they came at me first, so technically I was defending myself. But how I went about it was wrong. I should have just walked the fuck away. That's what I should have done. But I felt like these motherfuckers decided that I won't shit because I wasn't full native and that they were just gonna say whatever they want. Now, prior to what they didn't know was like when I was in high school and I worked at Kegler's for 3 years, I had a white man call me chief for 3 years straight. They didn't know that. So I can't really hold that against them. But for them to call me impure and not know me, it was kind of a fucking problem. What the hell is this? Your disk is almost full. Save some space. Optimize your storage. Okay, well, we're going to have to figure out how to do that. Anyway, the bottom line was that, you know, the guy, he deflated my sales. He literally deflated all my sales. He made me feel like I was fucking absolutely nothing last night. I'm good today. But he made me feel like I was absolutely fucking nothing. Like, literally, he made me feel like I was nothing. But I'm good today. And that is why I didn't record last night. So I figured I'd let that get in there. Because like I said, y'all, I give y'all 99.9. Sometimes I give you the whole 1,000. This is one of those 99.9 moments that you need to hear. So you didn't think that I was just like totally being a dick about the shit. But, I mean, you hurt me bad, yo. And I was like, my feelings is hurt so goddamn bad. If I could have reached through that cell phone last night, I would have been arrested for murder. Because I probably would have unalived the fuck out that dude. But I don't have those kind of powers. But if I did, that would be great. But I don't. So, it's done. I'm not going to worry about this guy. I'm not going to worry about him. Now, of course, if he contacts me tonight and starts talking more shit, I'll say, look, man, I don't know what your problem is. Better go pick on one of the actual people who are pretending. I'm still trying to find my lineage while you're threatening me. Why don't you go after the people who are actually calling all y'all Siberians instead of fucking with me? Because I'm actually on y'all side, but since you want to be this way, you want to throw lateral violence, you know, you're not helping your situation. You know, the truth be told, here's how it works. If you are a native and you don't want people like me who are mixed native, as far as we know, if you don't want people like me who are mixed native, or as far as I know specifically, to be on your side, say that. But don't try to take away my native blood because you decided that I'm a fucking pretendian. But yet you don't have the testicles to go after the people who's actually rocking feathers in their head, wearing war dresses and all the other shit, dancing around in feathers, talking about Native American children who didn't make it and thinking that the shit was a fucking joke and laughing, talking about missing and murdered people, talking about Starlight Tours. Go after the people that's not doing anything to help natives. Why come after me when I talked about Starlight Tours? I talked about missing and murdered indigenous people. I'm still waiting for the count to come across because there were in the thousands of babies that never survived in residential schools and shit like that. There were tons of shit like that I have made videos of supporting natives. And this is what I got last night. So, yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Hopefully the DNA test will be in my favor, and if I find out I'm not native, I'm not going to be a very happy person. No, there's nothing I can do about it but accept the shit. But like I said, got native on both sides. But I might not have enough native DNA to even claim nativeness. But that doesn't change my face. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Be seeing you.